¿Listos? Te mueves tú, se mueven todos y vibra de emoción. Es pura diversión. Te mueves tú, se mueven todos y vibra de emoción. Es pura diversión. Ven, levántate y destapa la vida. Hay tanto por hacer cada día y hoy brilla el sol en tu corazón. Ven ya, es hora de moverte conmigo. Hoy juntos lo podremos lograr. Enciéndete ya, pongámonos en acción. Es pura diversión. Y ya, muévete ya, dale tu cuerpo lo mejor. Te mueves tú. Chicas, you remember that, right? Here's the thing. If you had me last year, you probably did that for the flash mob. Some of you did for extra credit. It was awesome, and I'm so going to miss that this year. Ay, caray. If you didn't have me last year, I think we played it at least once this year in school. I'm not sure, but look it up. Te mueves tú, se mueven todos. Actually, I'm going to send it to you in a link so you can practice. Ustedes pueden practicar el baile. Hay dos videos de David Bisbal, y David Bisbal es este chico aquí, ¿no? Hay cuatro de David Bisbal. Es el chico que canta Te mueves tú. Y es una canción, I'm using the Spanish pronunciation, right? The Spain, canción. Es una canción para promover, to promote Coca-Cola. That's the ironic thing when he says, it's all about moving your body and getting up and being healthy, and they're promoting Coca-Cola con mucho azúcar. Locura. Bueno, les voy a mandar el video. Practiquen. Es como una combinación de español, porque vas a practicar tu español, porque la canción es en español, y también es práctica para el cuerpo. Es un poco de ejercicio. Right? It'll be a little bit of exercise. I'm kind of going back and forth with the Spain pronunciation. Bueno, hola. Y hoy es jueves. Esta clase es Español 2. Todavía estoy mirando mi clase y ustedes no están aquí. ¿Por qué no están aquí? God, I wish you guys were here. This is cray cray. Locura, looking out and not seeing you. Pero es así. Ojalá que ustedes estén bien. Hope you guys are doing okay durante la cuarentena, during our shelter in place. Y hoy la lección es así. We're going to start it here in just a second, but let me just say a couple things, kind of sticking some office hours things in here, even though we're still going to have an office hours video later today. So make sure at 2:30 a las 2:30 que ves el video de horas de oficina. But just to stick some things in there in case you guys don't get a chance to look at it just yet. First of all, you're doing great. Están haciéndolo muy bien. This Spanish 2 is doing great on getting their work in, mostly on time. A few of you are still a little bit late with some things, and I have to start marking things tardy. So certainly things from week 1 and from week 1, you have to have those in. Week 2, you actually have until tomorrow to get those in, and then week 3, which is now, you have another week, right? Una semana entera. Muchas gracias. Oh my goodness, thank you to all of you that are sending me right away the 2 words of the day, las dos palabras del día, because you should do that right away. I've said this so many times, but still people aren't doing it. And I'm having to track you guys down. Y no tengo el tiempo. No tengo tiempo para llamar a tu padre, tu madre. Ayúdame, please help me out and email those to me right away, just in the subject line, the second you see the video. Tell me if you are still having trouble sending your homework. I don't think most people are. I think most people have figured it out. I have that 1 minute screenshot video that showed you. But if you're still having trouble, please don't feel bad. I'm sorry if you're frustrated. Lo siento mucho. If you still can't send me things for some reason, you can always text them to me. So let me know individually if you need my phone number, and then you can text them to me. And texting is, everybody can do that, and you can send a picture via text without a problem. But I'd rather not do that unless you need me to. Having said that, though, I am happy to give out, I'll probably have a Google text number soon. Happy to give that number out to all of you because I'm not doing yet live WebEx office hours. And I am planning on doing that next week, having an actual WebEx meeting for our office hours. Some of you are going to go, ooh, because I think I've heard from a lot of people, some of you guys are not happy with WebEx. Others are going to be like, woohoo, that's awesome. So it'll make some of you happy, and others will be like, whatever. But the plan is to do that next week, office hours video, WebEx. But the class will still come to you via YouTube. So I felt like I lost my train of thought, but I think I said what I needed there. But definitely, yes, you can. I think what I was going to get to is because some of you aren't emailing me with questions, and I think some of you might be frustrated that you can't ask questions, but you can ask them. You can just ask them via email. Just go, Miss Street, I'm not sure how to do this. I'm not sure, do we have a textbook online? What happens if I have trouble with it? Of course, we have a textbook online, but I mean, if I have trouble with the text online, what should I do? Any kind of question you guys might have, let me know, por favor. I need to hear it, because it's frustrating to me, and it's frustrating to you too, for you to feel like you're not sure what to do and you can't talk to me. But you can email me and we can hablar. Oh, I couldn't wait to do that. But also, I am going to tell you this, I'm going to get a Google Text number pretty soon, and you can actually hablar, really talk with me. Besides the WebEx office hours, if you want to on the phone, if you have an issue and you want to run it by me, or if you're confused on some homework. Bueno, estoy mirando mis apuntes y la primera expresión del día. Hoy no es una palabra del día, las dos son expresiones del día. Y la primera es otra manera de decir en México, another way to say it, slang. In Mexico, how to say what's up. Instead of going ¿qué tal?, ¿qué pasa?, you might hear in Mexico, ¿qué onda?, ¿qué onda? This is very slang. It's what they call jerga. So it's common kind of street Spanish, but you should know it because a lot of people here use it. A lot of estudiantes mexicanos, a lot of jóvenes say ¿qué hubo?, ¿qué onda?, for what's up. They also say ¿qué hubo?, that's another one, but don't worry about that one right now. Just ¿qué onda?, what's happening, what's up, ¿qué tal?, ¿qué pasa? It's your first one for the day, ¿qué onda? Definitely not heard in Spain, and it's not even most of Latin America. It's really mostly Mexico. Let's see. Now, ahora, la gramática. Oh my goodness, you guys. Más verbos irregulares en el tiempo pretérito. Ay, Dios mío. And if I said this to you in class, I could just imagine the looks I would get from you, right? More verbs that are irregular in the preterite tense. You got to be kidding me. And these are that irregular stem thing. Do you guys remember that? The irregular stem. So that's the issue here. Somebody's at my door, but no voy a contestar. No sé quién es. Momentito, voy a seguir hablando. So the verbs that are going to be irregular. Si me puedes dar un momentito, estoy en medio de una clase. Gracias. Era la señora que limpia la sala de clase. So she was coming in to clean the room, poor thing, and I scared her away. So yeah, these are more with irregular stems. Now, what I want to do first, you guys, is remind you this is a review, this first part, un repaso, of other verbs that had irregular stems. So see if you guys can remember these. Wait a minute. Necesito mi Coca-Cola. Delicioso. Bueno. And so unhealthy. It's even got the sugar. It's not diet, which is not necessarily better. Bueno. It's a good excuse, una buena excusa para tomar Coca-Cola. So more verbs with irregular preterite stems, and you guys, this would be on page 187, 187 en sus libros. This is review. You remember the verbs like estar, poder, poner, saber, and tener. They all had irregular stems in the preterite. So when you go to talk in the past tense, not the imperfect, but the preterite, instead of saying, well, not instead, but if you wanted to say, I was at the party, you didn't see me? Estuve en la fiesta, ¿no me viste? All right, you have the irregular stem, and you guys had to memorizar estos. You had to memorize these before, and you guys did a great job on this. I remember this. So you had to memorize estu, puth, pus, soup, and tuv for all those verbs right there. Sorry, I should hold that up. And then the endings for all of them were identical. For the preterite yo, tú would be iste, él, usted, ella, o. Nosotros imos, vosotros isteis en España, y ustedes, ellos, y ellas ieron. And pues, así. None of them had accents. Ninguno lleva acento, so that's kind of a nice thing. So you guys learned those before. I have at the bottom, you had your verb here, obviously, verbo, you had your irregular stem, and the irregular preterite ending, just kind of opposite. I should have had that at the top, but I didn't think about it till after I drew it. So now what we have, you guys, are a couple of other verbs, venir and querer. So the verb to come and the verb to want, querer. And remember, querer can also mean to love. Te quiero is a really common way to say I love you, as common as te amo. Te amo, not te llamo. That's confusing. That's where Spanish gets confusing. Te amo, te llamo. Yeah, what am I doing? Do I love you or do I call you? Or maybe I call you because I love you. Te llamo porque te amo. Deep. Bueno, but I digress. Anyway, here's what happens. The verb venir, the irregular stem is vin. And the irregular stem for querer, to want, is quis, which is, I think, bizarre. It's just weird, quis. So I came to class. You marked me absent. Vine a la clase. Me marcaste ausente. How could you, Miss Street? Oh, como te atreviste. Tú viniste. Él, ella, usted vino. Nosotros vinimos. Vosotros vinisteis. Ellos, ellas, ustedes vinieron. So you got to memorize the vin, and here's your endings. E, iste, o, imos, istes, ieron. Now, querer, this is kind of an interesting thing to note. Una nota interesante. Querer, which means to want or to love, sometimes, but not always, in the preterite, the meaning can slightly change depending on what the speaker or the writer is trying to get across. So, querer can also mean, in the preterite tense, instead of I wanted or I loved you, te quería, pero ahora no, but now I don't. Or I wanted the ice cream, but now I don't. Quería el helado, pero ahora no. So that would be the imperfect, right? But if you were using it in the preterite tense, let's try not to get confused because they are confusing. It can change the meaning slightly to mean tried. So instead of I wanted, it can mean I tried. Like I tried to call you, but you didn't answer. Quise, sorry, here's your irregular stem. Quis, it's a weird one, like kiss, but not kiss, quis. Quise llamarte, I tried to call you, pero no contestaste, but you didn't answer. Tú quisiste, él, usted, ella, quiso. I should be pointing to this, sorry. Nosotros quisimos, we tried, or we wanted, or we loved, depending on what the speaker's trying to convey. Quisisteis en España, quisieron para ustedes, ellos y ellas. Sorry if that wasn't up there like it should have been. So again, remember this is preterite tense. Remember the preterite. Try to remember the difference between preterite and imperfect. Remember preterite, the past actions completed. The emphasis is on the fact that it's been completed. Remember the imperfect, the other past tense were things like things that used to be a certain way, or things that you would do typically when you were younger, weather, emotions, right? Remember the verbs of, what do they call them? Mental states, I think something like that. That's the imperfect, but we're talking about the preterite right now. Past actions completed and over. States of mind, that's what it was called in the imperfect. The verbs like querer, or amar, or pensar. So that's the deal so far. Now, just to make things even more interesting, and let's just be honest, more confusing, más confuso. Here we go. But, now these two verbs, decir and traer, are going to do the same thing. Sorry, I made an error here, un error, so you can see where I patched it. They're going to do something slightly different. So basically, let me get out of the picture for a minute so you guys can see this. So the verbs, these verbs do the same, but you drop the I in the ellos, ellas, ustedes ending. You drop it. You get rid of it. Because in the other one, there's an ieron. This one right here would be ieron, right? With an I-E-R-O-N. But here you drop the I. I probably should have written the I in and then dropped it. Maybe I'll do that in a second. So if you wanted to say, I said something, dije, dijiste, you said, dijo, dijimos, dijisteis, and dijeron. So try to resist saying dijeron because there's no I before the E. So you have to remember that's kind of weird. It's only in the ellos, ellas, and ustedes form. And then for traer, to bring, I brought something to the party, traje. What did you bring? No trajiste nada. You brought nothing, you cheapster. Trajo. He brought her. Ah, la trajo. Interesante. We bought cake. Brought cake. Trajimos pastel. What did you guys in Spain bring? ¿Qué trajisteis ustedes vosotros en España? Perdóname, vosotros. And for they brought, they or you guys brought, trajeron. Trajeron. So again, try to resist saying trajeron. It's trajeron. So I have to say, you guys, it's kind of confusing, right? So it's one of those things, and I can't express or convey this enough, I can't think of the word I'm looking for, that when you're doing your workbook pages, for example, las páginas del cuaderno, if you don't have out and written in your libretas, because that'll be part of your homework this week, right? There'll be other things coming to you in homework other than just this. But once you write those all down in your libretas and make sure you write them correctly, now you can come back to my video, our video, nuestro video, and you can pause it and do it this way, or you can look it up on the internet if you want, because it's kind of funny how they do it in the book. They don't really, they write them out for you. It's just a little confusing. So whatever works for you. But my point is, mi punto es este. This is my point. Espera. Están celosos. Are you guys jealous of that Pepsi? Sorry, Coca-Cola. I believe I said Pepsi. If you don't have your verb conjugations out in front of you when you're doing your workbook pages or anything in the textbook, when they're supposed to be in the preterite and they're irregular conjugations and they're irregular stems, and you have to drop the I in the verb decir and traer, ay, do not attempt it to do without those things open. And the reason I say this is I've seen some of you do work in your workbook on some of the grammar, and some of you are being a little bit sloppy because you're not looking at your notes, I can tell. So at this point, you're getting full credit for having done the homework. You'll soon see the key to all the homework assignments. I was waiting till everybody got their work in, and so from now on, if you are more than a week with your work, it is going to be considered late, but you'll see the key after that at that point. So hopefully this is making sense. I kind of want to stop because I wanted this to be under 20 minutes. Quiero parar aquí, pero tenemos una expresión más y es así. That's not the expression, but this will be how it goes, the expression. So la segunda expresión, this is the equivalent of have a good day. In both Latino America, that's not Los Angeles, of course, Latino America and España. So the expression is either que te vaya bien or que le vaya bien. I may have mentioned this one at some point, but if I did, I didn't write it down, so you guys probably wouldn't have remembered this. I can't express how important this one is, because when people, I'm going to put it back up in just a second. When in English, it's such an American thing to say, have a nice day, have a nice day. And people make fun of us all over the world because they're like, oh, have a nice day, whatever, you Americans. But they say it in other countries too. And so there, we can make fun of them too. But it's a nice thing to say. The first time I heard it was in Mexico, and this part I may have shared with you. I was actually buying a dress, believe it or not, un vestido, Miss Street, back in my dress days. Woo! Hace muchos años. But I was buying a dress for a date. And in the boutique where I bought the dress with my sister, the lady, the gal that worked there, right? The cashier or whatever, the sales lady. When I left, she said, because I had been speaking to her in Spanish, right? Estábamos hablando en español. Hola, buenos días, ¿cómo está? ¿Tienen ustedes vestidos bonitos para una cita especial? Right, I don't know, whatever I was using, I was trying to impress her with my Spanish. This was back when I was like 20, so it wasn't great at the time, but it was más o menos. Anyway, so we had established a little bit of a relationship while I was in there. So when I left, instead of her saying adios, she said, que le vaya bien. I had never heard it because my Spanish teacher never taught it to me, just because the teachers can't teach you everything, every single expression in the world, but it is a really good one to know. So I figured it out right away because it was obvious. I'm leaving and she says something about bien at the end, and vaya sounded like ir. So que te vaya bien. She actually to me said que le vaya bien. She was speaking to me in the usted, even though I was actually probably younger than she was, but I was a customer. So she used the usted equivalent form. It literally is saying that things go well with you or with you, usted. So the long form of this is ojalá que te vaya bien or ojalá que le vaya bien, but they shorten it to just que te vaya bien, que le vaya bien. And if it's more than one person, what do you guys think you say? If it's more than one person, what would you do? Que les vaya bien, que les vaya bien. That it goes well with you guys if it's more than one person they're talking to. Pues que les vaya bien. Es todo. Watch the office hours video, you guys. Please let me know right away if you have a question. Let me know, por favor. Habla conmigo. Let me know if you want my phone number. I'm happy to give it to you. Estoy muy abierta con mi número de teléfono. No me molesta nada darle mi número de teléfono. Y hasta luego. Y te mueves tú. Se mueven todos. Chao. Que les vaya bien.